Here I am in pixel form to welcome you to my video installation called A Home and a Half. I thought I'd take this opportunity to describe this work and where the whole project is eventually headed. I wanted to explore the concept of making a home that felt both comforting and warm, but also sterile and external, much like an IKEA showroom or a collection of fly-tipped furniture. I used plastic sheets to add an eerie atmosphere that has been compared to a crime scene. I used details that were all white to make it feel even more clinical. The addition of feathers was to play on the notion of building a nest, but it was also to bring an element of the outside in and have that unexplained interference in such a seemingly untouched environment. The film is a prologue to a longer film that contains 4 different characters, one representing air, one representing the earth, one representing water. The 4th appears at the end, and she is the homeowner. The scenes are filmed in areas around my childhood home. I used an editing device called a morph cut to melt scenes into one another. The soundtrack is recorded through the use of a looping device that creates a live looped samples. I am considering this to become a live performance, and we shall see. The characters now have actually got finished costumes, and there is a script, but it might have to be a long-term project as my solo exhibition is in June. But I'll figure something out for that. The dining table looks slightly different for you than it did before. I've been playing with new fun ways to make video that ambushes viewers, and doing that through a Pepper's Ghost illusion, which were illusions that were used in the Victorian times up until now to make images that are seemingly floating, and that made people think that ghosts were real. This particular attempt is still very much a work in progress. This table is meant to look both abandoned and as if it's been allowed to be taken over by nature over time, but it also looks like it's fully set up and ready for dinner. The use of glass here is to emphasise that these objects may not be real, as it is transparent, and in this darker environment it's harder to perceive glass. I also like the way that glass looks like it could be water. The tablecloth is also leather, so skin, and is painted to resemble a road surface with a petroleum-like finish. Once again, this installation will be further developed, and I will potentially use some actual organic matter, some real moss and some real plants that actually grow out of the installation. Along with Strix's kitchen area and toilet, I like to think of my space as a mini studio apartment. If you wouldn't mind leaving your thoughts in the guest book. And I do hope that you enjoyed your stay. Also, the table installation doesn't have a name currently, so any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.